Notice that he is capitalized because Job is referring to our sovereign one, our sovereign God, the Most High. And notice again, Job says, but he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Whoa, what a good text tonight. But he knows the way that I take. When he has, notice carefully, tested me. Notice, I shall come forth as gold. Job knows that the test is beneficial if he can hold fast, or what I want to use tonight, if he can pass the test. If he can pass the test, Job knows or understands that it equates his betterment. Notice, because he's going to come forth as gold. And so based upon that, on tonight, I want us to have the same mind as Job. And if we don't have it tonight, I want us to come into it on tonight. And tonight's subject is personal again, but he knows the way that I take. And when he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. I want to teach from the subject tonight. I gotta pass this test. I gotta pass this test. A test, number one, represents a trying time, or it is when we are going through trials or tribulations. A test, again, equates a trying time. It also says that when we are going through a test, that it represents a challenging time. And we know tonight that the word test is singular, but in most cases, when it concerns some of us, we have to look at tests as being plural, because it's not just one challenging thing, but it could be several challenging things. Come on. It could be several things that are trying you on tonight, trying your faith, trying your patience. Amen. And then it also has to do with a troublesome time, a very troublesome time, a season, a day that is marked by adversity. When you deal with the word trouble, again, you're dealing with the day or the season of adversity, or a troublesome time. And some of us tonight, we are going through some troublesome times. Yes, it is the year of rewards, but at the same time, for many, it is a troublesome time. And then finally, test represents battles. It represents that we are battling something. We are up against something. It suggests that something is opposing us. It is opposing us in reference to us staying in the will of God. And saints, we have to get accustomed to being in the will of God, yet having things and people opposing us or trying to get us out of the will of God. That's a part of it. Part of being in the will of God is that you're often met with things that are opposing you or trying to get you out of the will of God. But how many know we have to be dogged, we have to be determined, and we have to be tenacious about remaining in the will of God? Why is that, Pastor? Because the best place to be is in the will of who? The safest place to be is in the will of who? See, if we only believed that tonight and it wasn't just something we were saying, then you would always fight to stay in the will of God. Because you know, whatever is opposing you, trying to get you out of God's will, then at the same time, that thing is trying to get me out of the best place to be. It's trying to pull me out of the safest place to be. And if I get pulled out of being in the safest place, it pulls me into a dangerous place, a place that I have no business being in. Come on, church. A place that I know better. I've been here before, and this is not a good place. This is not a place that will bring rewards. This is not a place that will bring better into my life. And so I have to fight. I have to fight. And I have to, again, pass this test. When you pass a test, it's saying about you or saying about me that I'm keeping the faith. I'm believing anyway. I'm believing anyhow. I'm staying again in the will of God. I have to keep the faith. You know, Paul talked about fighting the good fight of faith. Can't fight any kind of way, but my fight has to be one of a good fight where I am, again, church, determined to keep the faith. It also says that I'm holding on to my confidence. You know, the Hebrew writer talked about in Hebrew 10 and 35, cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which has great reward. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which has great reward. If I hold on to my confidence, a reward is a guarantee. A reward is a guarantee. Better is a guarantee. Come on, something good will happen. Something wonderful will manifest. But I got to hold on to my confidence. My confidence is valuable. Being tried, but my confidence is valuable. Going through a challenge, but my confidence is valuable. And I got to pass this test. I can't afford to fail the test. Come on. I can't afford to fail the test. I'm going to say it again. I can't afford to fail the test. If that's you, I wish you repeat it. I can't afford to fail. I can't afford to what? Fail the test. That has to be your mentality. Notice what it means to fail a test. Notice what it means if we're failing a test. Notice 1 Peter on tonight. 1 Peter 4:12. Beloved, do not think it strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, which is to test you, as though some strange thing happened to you. Beloved, do not think it strange. Notice this, concerning the fiery trial, or I wouldn't be wrong tonight to say the fiery test, which is to try you or to test you. We're failing when we're being tested, but we're thinking strange. You know you're failing. I know I'm failing when I'm not just going through something challenging, but I'm thinking strange. Strange has to do with two things. Number one, I'm thinking abnormal. Or number two, I'm thinking wrong. My thinking is wrong. See, remember, strange behavior is a byproduct of strange thinking. If I'm thinking strange, abnormal, or wrong, then my behavior, my attitude, or my choices will be wrong. Do you hear me? I'll make the wrong choice because I don't have the right mind. I'll choose the wrong thing because I have the wrong mindset. And sadly, that represents a lot of Christians. Not just going through something, trying, but thinking strange. Thinking, why me, instead of why not me? Come on. Why is this happening to me? Why not you? Come on, somebody. See, strange thinking leads to the wrong choices and the wrong behavior. How many times have we failed the test because our thinking was not where it needed to be? And that led to things not being according, listen to me carefully, God's plan. No way to have strange thinking and then look at your life and everything is being done decently and in order. Because how many know decency and in order is not just for the church, but our lives should signify things being done decently and in order. If you want to get out of order, have strange thinking. If you want to get out of the plan of God, just start thinking in ways that you have no business thinking. Start thinking in ways that you've been taught better. You know not to be there. You know to pull your mind up. You know your mind can't be in this place. You have to get your mind over here. Come on, church, because over here is where the reward is at. Over here is where your healing is at. Over here is where your promotion is at. So I got to move my mind. I got to adjust my mind. Come on, church. I got to work on my mind. You have to work on your mind.